Hippie, you think everything's a conspiracy. Everything is. Little truth in movies there. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm continuing my, showcasing retro or, aging LaserDisc releases for you guys. You guys really seem to like the, showcasing old and LaserDiscs and this and that, so I'm continuing to do it. It's kind of fun for me to revisit my collection and see what I got. A lot of the stuff I forgot that I even had, and going through and trying to find the Alien special, widescreen version, whatever, collection box set that I showed you guys. I found this as well. And I'm kind of showing you these in the order they came out. First the Aliens one came out in '91, then the Alien one came out in '92, and then what year does this say here for the Abyss Special Edition? It's saying 1993, Fox Video Incorporated. So you've got what they're calling Widescreen Letterbox Edition, the Abyss Special Edition, LaserDisc box set, which contains 3 discs. And is this? I don't remember if this can't be. You know what? I just assumed it was, but I don't think it is, because the movie is 171 minutes long and there's only 3 discs. This can't be a CAV release, and it doesn't say anything about it. So it's kind of funny how I just kind of assumed that, but I don't think it is. I took a look at the disc, and yeah, the movie is presented in CLV, but with the movie being 170 minutes long, I mean, you're looking at, I don't know how many discs you'd have to have, 5 discs or 6 discs to have this movie on it in CAV with special features included. So I was surprised to see this was only 3 discs, but now we know why. It's CLV, where you can put up to an hour on each side of a LaserDisc. But as I said, this came out in 1993, and this is sporting the BS THX LaserDisc mastered and duplicated for optimal video and audio performance. I guess '93 was probably the beginning of the THX certification of stuff, which wowed everyone with LaserDiscs, and then later on with DVDs. Actually, they did some on VHS, which I thought was really funny, but with the classic, the little THX logo and the sound and everything like that, it really rumbled our home theaters back in the 90s and stuff. And kind of fun, but I kind of contend these days that the whole THX certification thing was kind of just probably a little bit of a sham and a scam and a bunch of technical gobbledygook that probably none of us could really see or hear the difference of. I mean, just it should be noted that I never had any THX certified equipment or receivers or players or anything like that. It's so funny to think that you could have all this certification for stuff back in the standard definition tube TV era and stuff, but I digress, as they say. So this is the cover for the Abyss Special Edition, and from what I know, this is the very first time that this Special Edition extended version of Abyss was available on home video. This is what I mean. Back in the day, in the early 90s and the 90s and stuff of LaserDisc, a lot of times the only way to experience something was to have a LaserDisc player, so it was kind of an exclusive club, and very few people did. It's not like DVD and now Blu-ray and stuff where the majority of people have it. LaserDisc was never a format where the majority of people had it. It was always a niche kind of a group, and that kind of made it fun to to a certain extent. Like, oh wow, I'm the only one who's got the special edition of Abyss because I'm the only one of my friends that has a LaserDisc player. And same with the release of on LaserDisc of Halloween in '94 and all this kind of stuff, and the the widescreen version of Aliens and the extended version of Aliens and widescreen version of Alien and all this kind of stuff. So that's what was kind of different about LaserDisc compared to DVD and Blu-ray and stuff, is that, as I said, it was definitely kind of more of a niche situation. On the back here we've got this, which of course I'll show you in a better photo. But I just kind of assumed this is CAV, but it makes sense that it's not. Otherwise you're looking at just a bazillion discs. I don't know. This looks, the packaging on this looks kind of used. I can't remember if I got this new or used. It looks like I may have bought this used. I don't remember for the life of me. But at any rate, we've got the back here. I'll show you guys this, and you can pause and read it if you want. I'll read some of it. New digitally mastered transfer supervised by James Cameron. Restored footage not included in original theatrical release. Full color brochure including program notes by James Cameron. Chapter listings and viewer's guide to additional scenes. You can read the rest of it if you want. As I said, this is like a big ballyhoo here, THX LaserDisc, certified like on standard definition, like you're going to be able to tell the difference anyway. It's kind of funny. You know, CX, noise reduction on analog, of course, and digital sound, Dolby surround stereo in 1993, of course, that's a given. It's kind of cool here how you've got James Cameron's little Lightstorm Entertainment, not really a logo per se, but kind of a stamp of that this release was kind of a, you know, as a result of basically James Cameron's Lightstorm Entertainment. So just like with the Aliens and Alien one, this is a box that opens like this, and just like those releases, you've got this lovely little brochure, booklet, whatever the hell they call it here, with information, chapter stops, stuff like that. I'll show you guys this all in its entirety in better photos, so you can read, or pause and read stuff, or take a look at it more in depth if you want. As always, I'll kind of show you this first. A lot of information. Oh, there's also information on the additional, what they're calling restoration notes, and all these additional scenes that weren't included in the theatrical version, a way for you to know what is new in the special edition. It's still a shame, and now with Disney owning this shit, I don't know, it's still a shame that this movie is not on Blu-ray. I hear tell that it's all mastered and ready to go, or whatever. I don't know if that's true or not, but I mean, it's just a shame that this movie's not on Blu-ray at this late stage in the game, and it's just like, who the hell knows if we're ever going to get it on Blu-ray at this point, because I'm not a huge Abyss fan, but I mean, let's face it, this would be just like all James Cameron movies, except for maybe some of the early ones like Terminator. This would be such a great, home theater, just rocker Blu-ray. I mean, just gosh darn it, let's put this on Blu-ray already. But I was just looking at these, indicating all the additional scenes for the special edition, and just not realizing how many there were. But as you can see, this is how this booklet works, kind of a 3-page front and back thingy. I'll show you better pictures of each page. Like I say, this is a lot of words on here. I don't know if I can show you this stuff in a timely fashion in a way that you can pause and read it. I'll do my best. But of course you've got, so it looks like, oh okay, now this Under Pressure, side 5 here has got Under Pressure, the making of the Abyss, Abyss. And I remember that was quite the touted, or well thought of documentary. It's kind of a movie in itself, the Under Pressure making the Abyss. It's kind of a definitely a fascinating documentary of the making of the movie, definitely. And it kind of makes you just wonder, man, it's too bad the movie didn't do better, because they sure went through a lot of work to make it. It's the sad thing is about it is, this is what I mean, like James Cameron used to be the guy to push the envelope in real world physical movie making, and now he's just sitting in a room with actors who are wearing suits with little ping pong balls stuck to their faces and bodies and shit. And granted, while it's easier to do that, it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely not as just like gung-ho and hardcore as like doing what he did in the Abyss. I mean, it's just like, oh my God, So the Abyss was quite the accomplishment back in the day. I always thought it was funny in '89 how you had 3 underwater movies, and they kind of came out in a way where it was like least amazing to most amazing. Like Deep Star 6, lowest budget. Leviathan, the budget's, I can only imagine the budget was bigger for Leviathan, and it's a little better. I mean, it plays like more of an A movie, and of course then Abyss at the end of the summer is just like, okay, you other underwater movies thought you were cool, well, you ain't nothing. It's just kind of funny. So we've got the Abyss Special Edition LaserDisc, Disc 1, Side 1 here for you, Side 2, Disc 3, Side 5. I think this is the side that has the Under Pressure making of the Abyss, which once again is really great. And it looks like Side 6 is in fact in CAV, probably because if it showcased still photos and stuff. One of the things about a CAV side for special features was that if you have special features or whatever, a lot of times that included scripts, pages, or production photos, or behind the scenes photos, or any kind of artwork and stuff like that. A lot of times that stuff would be on the CAV side, so you could just frame by frame, so each thing would be on a frame. You'd have a photo on a frame, the next frame would be another photo, next frame would be artwork, whatever. So that was kind of a cool way to utilize the CAV format of LaserDiscs with special features, because each frame would be its own picture, its own artwork, its own whatever. And then a lot of times with special features CAV sides, you'd frame by frame through stuff, and then the next thing would tell you to press play because maybe there'd be a video snippet, and then when it got to the end of the video snippet, it would know to stop or whatever on the frame, and then it'd tell you to like frame by frame advance for the next portion and stuff. So it was kind of cool. I mean, it's also kind of archaic, but kind of cool at the same time, how they did special features on CAV, utilizing CAV sides. And as is indicated here, just because you have a CLV side on side 5 doesn't mean you can have you can't have a CAV side on side 6, of course. So you can have an hour on one side and a half hour on the other side of CAV content and stuff. So LaserDisc was kind of fun in that way, and also kind of archaic in that way. This thing, it must be used because it doesn't have one of those little cushy pad, foam things on the bottom for the disc. It must be used because there's no way, I would imagine it would have come with that. There's no way I would have lost it or anything like that. But thank you very much for watching my video showcasing this, the first home video release of the Abyss Special Edition. I remember watching this, we rented it first, before I'd end up buying it. I'm pretty sure I probably bought it used. But I remember just, like I say, feeling just, renting it and seeing like the full version of the Abyss, and just feeling like the thing I talked about in the Halloween Criterion LaserDisc video, just this feeling of like, wow, this is the only way to see the special edition of the Abyss, and it's just the, elitism of the home viewing movie geek elitism of, yeah, it's almost felt like you are just, I don't know, just like, a Hollywood insider, like watching the special, 170-minute, special edition 170-minute version of The Abyss. Like I was a Hollywood insider, because I was one of the only people seeing this, the version of the movie and stuff like that. So it was definitely a fun time, the LaserDisc in the 90s and the LaserDisc era and stuff. But, I don't think I even mentioned it. Did I mention it in this video that this thing probably would have costed minimum $100 when it came out, possibly up to $130. I'm not exactly sure. Like I say, minimum $100. So that was one of the disadvantages, of course, of the LaserDisc era and the elitism. You pay for the elitism. Same thing with the Halloween Criterion release, which was probably $100. Like it's not the elitism in the 90s with movies on LaserDisc and special editions and special extended versions exclusive to LaserDisc. It didn't come cheap, First you got to buy the player, and then you got to spend $100 minimum on each release and stuff. So, it was definitely it wasn't for mainstream, and LaserDisc was never a mainstream format and was never going to be. But I mean, I have a hard time spending more than I have a hard time spending $10 on a movie now. Of course, movies suck. But even for a Blu-ray release of like a classic old movie and stuff, I'm so cheap now. It's just so crazy to think. I don't think I paid $100 for this, but I paid $100 for the version like this, as I've already shown you guys, of the film Alien from 1979. It's just so crazy to think, back when I barely had any money at all, that I was just willing to drop $100 on a movie here, $100 on a movie there. But I really, with the case of like the Criterion Halloween LaserDisc and the Alien, widescreen version with the Alien and CAV format, I really, really used the hell out of those LaserDiscs when I got them. So, I can honestly say that I got my money's worth watching that stuff, not to mention just the supplements and stuff, and, especially on the Alien LaserDisc and stuff. So I don't know, I'd never pay these prices for a single movie now, but I guess it was just a different time. It was just like, it was exciting. As I said, the elitism was also kind of exciting, like, oh yeah, I'm the only one on my block, or maybe even in my county, who's experiencing this right now. All you VHS suckers, you don't know what you're missing. But anyway, I'm going on and on and on. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.